Okay, so in this part we'll be connecting the receiver. This one, this is the ELRS receiver. We'll be connecting that to our FC. So all the connections, the TX, RX, ground, and the power line will be going into this UART here, where is written R3, 5 volts, like 4 volt 5, like that is 4V5 on this pin, and ground, and you have R66 here. So I'll try to connect on the UART6 on the receiver. So first of all, let's tin the wires. And check the first iron is hot or not. Yep, it's hot. So let's tin the wire first. Next, we'll just use the power line, and we'll try to connect on this port, on this pin. That's the 4V5 pin. Why exactly I'm connecting the power line to the 4V5 is because you don't want to power up the receiver from a battery every time, so you can just power it up when you're plugging in the USB. So when you're just plugging in the USB and you're connecting the quad with the Type-C cable, this ELRS gets activated, and you can just do any controls or any mods on your receiver, or you can check in Betaflight your receiver is working or not. So just to do that, we are using this technique. Okay, so the ground wire goes just beside that. Okay, and the green is the RX and the blue here is the TX. So I'll connect the blue to the RX and green to the TX. Okay, so that's done. Now I need to just push this ELRS to the bottom of the capacitor so that I get some space to tuck it in. I have added a double-sided jelly tape here so that it stays firm. Just do one thing and just flip this downside. That way it's easier to mount it. FPV is always custom, so when you rebuild your FPV drones, it's all custom builds. However, you can make your creativity, let it flow. So just lift this capacitor a little bit, and should be enough to mount this here. Yep. Just gonna push the wires inside. There. So receiver is connected. Let's test it. Before that, we'll be using a multimeter to check for any shorts. So always, it's a good practice to always test each and every connections before there is a short. Alright, so we have a multimeter here and it's in the continuity setting, as I have told you in the last video. So if both probes touch each other, it should get a short. So we'll check the ground and the plus pins here. No, looks good. We'll check the TX and RX. Looks good. Okay, we're good to go. So we can just power it up and check the ELRS should light up. Yep, the ELRS is blinking, if you can see here. That's the ELRS light. So we got the radio, and once you are in Betaflight or you turn on your transmitter, you can just check the receiver connections and all that. So here is the FPV camera I'm using for this build. If you can see, yeah, this one. This is the CADX Rattle 2, very common camera, very widely used right now in FPV communities. Gives a good footage. So I have mounted it with the M3 standoffs, but between both the aluminum camera mounts plates here, and that makes a solid fit. And I have mounted the camera with M2 screws and washers on the sides. Now I'm gonna connect and solder the wires of the camera here to the 5-volt ground and cam pins. So the 5-volt pin will just be this one. Okay, next is the ground. And finally the video pin. It's on the side of this. Okay, so that's connected. Now I'll just first of all, let me connect the flat plate here on the top here, so that it's completing the build. So you are provided with this M3 by 3mm screws, this ones. So you need to just use the screws here on the top plate. Okay, the top plate is connected. Now I'll connect the top plate here, which is this one. And for that I have to use the M3 5mm screws. The one good thing about this frame is you can actually use only this portion to remove and do whatever maintenance you want to do here, any of the tasks like that. You don't have to open the entire, all the video systems section or any of the front plate or something. That is one of the best things. Alright, frame is almost ready, and we just use this battery skid protector. That's a good thing when you're using lipos, so it doesn't skip off your quad. I'm just removing this tear out portions. there. So what else we got? So we have to use a lipo strap, but that's fine, I can do that later. I'll connect the the GoPro mount here. So the GoPro mount should have come before this, right? So what I can do is, okay, so I can remove this and I can use the GoPro mount first. Right. So this plate, you can use it when you don't want to use any GoPros. You can replace that instead of this. Other than that, this is fine. You can mount your GoPro here. That completes our frame, guys. So let's test it out in Betaflight once we power it on. And one thing, before powering on your quad, make sure that you have your, the VTX antenna mounted to your or connected to your pigtail or your VTX. If not, please do it. Otherwise, your VTX can just burn out. Do not power on the VTX directly from the lipo. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's connect the power and check everything is connected or not. Yep, everything is working as it should. The VTX is powered on, if you can see here. This one there, the VTX is glowing, and the ELRS is also glowing. So now you have to just use the ports and configure in Betaflight. So let's do that. Alright, so in the Betaflight, and my quad is connected, and hit connect. So first thing, let's go to the ports tab here. Okay, so what we see here is the UART1 is connected to GPS. If yours one doesn't have this or is disabled, you just choose GPS from the sensor input section and click the drop down and select GPS, and set the baud rate to whatever the manufacturer's baud rate for your GPS. For me it's 57,600, which works good. Yours can be 1155-200, or even auto is fine. So that depends on the GPS you're using. So for me, I have a GPS of M2 BN220 TBS M10 GPS, so that one has this baud rate. Okay, so next is the UART2. UART2 is having the VTX connected, smart audio. So I have choose like it auto detected the VTX as TVS smart audio with peripheral section, and leave this as it is. And the receiver is connected to UART6, which is serial RX should be on for this, for getting your receiver's signals, and remaining can be disabled and auto, like whatever is good. Once that is set, save and reboot, and let's go into Betaflight again. Next thing you want to check is the configuration tab. Okay, so here what I can tell you is set your beeper so that whenever you're in a crash or you're losing a drone, you can have the beeps. So if you have a buzzer connected or if iFly connected, turn all this enabled. And also if you have a light like LED strip, you can turn this on from here. Remaining you can leave it as it is. Don't change any other settings. Next we'll go to the PID tuning. PID tuning, I already made a video. If you want to check it out, I'll put a card in the corner of the screen. I have explained PID tuning in detail, and how you can manage the roll, pitch and yaw, expo rates, how you can work with rates, how you can play with it, this graph, how you can change your roll axis and pitch axis, and how you can play with the throttle curve, throttle expo, all those stuffs. So I've explained it in another video. If you want to check that out in my channel, I will also put a link in the description for the same. Okay, so stat is done. We can go to the modes tab, which is very, very important. So here the arming, we can set it to aux1. I have set it to aux1. So angle and horizon mode. So currently in horizon mode it's aux2. aux2 for angle mode as well. I have a 3 position switch. So first position switch goes to angle mode, second goes to horizon mode. So yep, this too. And then I have a GPS rescue on, which is aux5 for me, and you can have it in any other aux if you want. And I have a turtle mode on, so it's flip over crash, which is this one. It's aux3. So if you want to have that, you can also use that as well, or else you can choose between whichever you want. Like you can just turn that off for now, like this. So whenever you want to turn the turtle mode on, it should turn it on. So like that. Yeah, that's basically it. Next we go to OSD parameters. That's very important for your goggles. When you have a camera and you're doing a FPV, you need to have the OSD parameters set up properly. I'll not say just garbage this screen with a lot of values of all this. Use those which you need. For me, I prefer to keep the OSD clean and keep minimum things which I need. For example, I need the battery voltage to be checked, so I am using single cell voltage display and the entire cell voltage. So that both things I can keep here. Low voltage warning I can keep here. I can keep the VTX power rate to be here, and I have the GPS return to home arrow to be pointed to me how much distance from my home yes, you can keep that, and you can keep the satellite count. It's very important for your GPS. You can keep this, and also the flight mode, angle, horizon. This 5 to 6 parameters is more than enough for you to fly. You don't need to, fill the screen with all this. You can keep minimum things, and so that you keep your OSD clean and you can focus on the flight. Well, next we'll go to the video transmitter. Once your VTX is set up, you need to add a VTX table. If you don't know what is VTX table, you have to click on this page. Go to this page. This is a VTX table Betaflight dedicated page for your IRC tramp, or if you have a smart audio 2.0 or 2.1, you have to download that VTX table. It'll be a simple JSON file. You have to download it and export it in Betaflight, and that's it. It'll take the values from there. One thing to be noted, the band should be fat shark. If you're using flying a lot in the open areas or even closed areas, you need to use a band which is having a 5.8 megahertz of bandwidth, which is band 4, this one. So that help you to actually fly better without any interference. And for my VTX, I have a power of 1 watt, so I'm using a max power. You can turn that on, and for this I have kept it low power design to be off. You can keep it on until first arm, but I recommend you keep it off so that you don't every time can get confused with the VTX power, how much it needs whenever you're arming the quad. Alright, so that being said, we'll go to GPS tab now. So here I'm getting some signals. Inside the home you won't get a GPS fix, that's for sure, but when you're outside in open air, you need a GPS fix. For GPS, I've made another dedicated video. You can check that, as well as for how you can apply altitude hold, position hold, and return to home, and all that parameters for the failsafe as well. I have made a separate video on that. Do check that out. I'll put a link of that as well in the description. So once you've set up your GPS protocols, you can good to go with the GPS, and that's it. That's basically what you need to set up on the basic configurations. No much settings required. You can pretty much get it to fly.